Well, everybody, I'm making a part 6. Is that correct? Yes, part 6. I didn't think I was going to be making another part today, but I guess I am. Anyways, it's Saturday night. Hope you guys are having a lovely time whenever you're reading this. Sorry, not reading, but listening/watching. Basically, to recap, y'all, Guy Blake basically said, I know we're not from the same, well, they said station. They're not, from the same, I guess, level of class or society, and that they shouldn't be together, but he can't stop thinking about us. So he told us to meet him in the park. And basically you can choose whether or not you want to meet him in the park. It's like, who would not meet him in the park? He's a sweetie. I like Guy Blake. I like Captain. Okay, so basically that's where we left off, right before we were gonna go meet him. So hope y'all enjoy. I don't know how long this is going to be. I don't know if it's the end. I don't know if it's going to be like a twist, because the Swindler with Larry, we were like, it was going on forever. That was probably like a 5-hour gameplay. I'm not even joking. Anyways, it was fun. I'm not complaining. It's just like, I was not expecting it to go on that long. So this one, who knows if it's the ending, or who knows if it's going to be a twist. The world will find out right about now. Anyways, let's go on. It is early when I leave the house the next morning, even before Arabella is awake. There is no one about as I wander through the park, heading towards the bridge. As soon as I step into the familiar area, a welcome face greets me. Aw, Miss Smythe. We haven't seen him in probably like a couple of days at least. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to be so loud. Why do you sound so surprised, Captain? Did you not ask to meet me here? Forgive me, I hoped you would meet me, but I admit I did not think you would. Why? We, always have turned down that one dude, because he's creepy. I have never been in this kind of situation before. I never thought I would be. I've devoted most of my life to the military and planned for it to always be so until I met you. He takes a sudden, wide step forward to close the gap between us, a seriousness straightening his features. I know I have little right to ask, being so low in title against you, but your coming here today gives me the courage to do so. Would you allow me the honor of courting you properly, Miss Smythe? Well, of course. I could say, don't be so formal. Of course I'll allow it. Rank should never stop what we really want. I've been waiting for you to ask me for a while. I would be delighted, Captain. I would be delighted. I'd be most delighted by it, Captain. Then be assured that I shall follow every proper custom dictated by society as pursuing you. I shall not... in pursuing you. He doesn't need to. I shall not give anyone the opportunity to dispute our courtship wherever it should lead us. And if it would please you, I would enjoy being on first-name terms from now on. Of course. I gave a delighted nod at the idea. Wonderful thought. I will prove myself worthy of you, Rose. Aw, never thought the sound of my own name would force such an excited response from me. But the husky tone to his voice as he speaks it sends a shiver coursing across my skin. Oh, see, it changed to Guy. Shall we take a walk before heading back? He offers his arm, and I take it, the small action suddenly having more meaning than before. Oh, we stroll through the park together, surrounded by the chorus of birds chirping in the nearby trees. Guy talks animatedly as we walk. Aw, I love it when he turns into a chatterbox, because he comes out of a shell, and I cannot help but smile at his obvious enthusiasm about our situation. After a lovely morning together, he walks me home. Are you sure you will not come in for tea? As much as I would like to, why is it Captain Blake again? That's so strange. I must return. Foxy will be waiting to hear a report. Oop. Sorry, I hit the wrong key. He gives a genuine laugh, and I think it is the first time I've heard it. That's cute. Arabella will be sure to be hoping... What? Will be sure to be hoping for the same. Some of the things are weird. especially as I did not tell her where I was headed this morning, because I left before she was awake. He takes my hand from his arm, but continues to hold it. I'll be prevented from seeing you much for a while due to a meeting with my superiors. But next week there's a large gathering at the assembly rooms. Oh, and Creeper will be there, probably, and we'll chop his arm off with our captain sword. It is there I wish to make my attentions towards you known to those in town. Boom! Yes! Rub it in everyone's face. Especially a certain someone. Hopefully he doesn't flip out, you know what I mean? Creeper, hopefully he doesn't flip out. I believe being in your close company for the entirety of the afternoon shall be enough announcement of my feelings. I laughed lightly, wrapping my fingers around his. Then I shall wait impatiently for that day. He smiles at me for a little while longer before letting go of my hand and taking a step back. Until then, he gives a small bow. Can we kiss? Until then, I bob a curtsy. He gazes at me once more before seeming to force himself to walk away. He wants to stay with his Rose. That's what he wants. I watch him until he disappears around the corner before heading inside myself, a grin fixed on my face. I barely make it into the drawing room before Arabella pounces upon me. That cat. Meow. I was a ball of worry when you were not present this morning, Rose. I apologize, it's not much to wake you so early. I am sure that was the only reason. She stares at me with a knowing look. For we had to sit down together. So I saw you and Captain Blake together outside. Were you looking at me? How dare thee? I just realized my computer is not charging, and this game sucks the computer out of it. The power out of it. 1 second. Okay, we have power, peoples. If I don't plug the thing in, we're just gonna be like, computer's gonna be dead. It already dropped like 7%, and this computer holds good power. So, but when you have a game on it, it freaks out. Okay. Anyways, she trails her words, waiting for me to continue it. He wishes to court me. You should not pry into this business. Did you? How observant of you. Captain Blake and I have entered into an understanding. Should we say, we'll just be like, mysterious? Did you? How observant of you. I hold back a chuckle as her face contorts into a barely held back need to know more. See, we're being mysterious. Will you tell me nothing? This time I give a laugh, unable to continue my teasing. I met with him this morning in the park where he asked if he could court me. Well, how very correct of him. Though I'd expected nothing less of the man but following the rules to the letter, I think he feels he must do this more than most so as no one will have issue. Indeed, though even doing as he is, I think there will be some who shall not be so pleased with his news. Well, he can suck it. I'm a grown woman. I can do whatever I want. I have eyes that are green like the meadows. I can do what I want. I know exactly who she is referring to. Oh yeah, we do. Creeper's proposal to me came from nothing more than duty. What is that noise? I'm sorry, I'm hearing something in the back. I hope that's a video I'm hearing. It's like weird creaky noise. I don't realize. Nothing more than duty. There were no true feelings behind it. And I gave my refusal in a way he could not refute. There was no reason for him to be upset with this development. He'll be upset. When it comes to the ego of men such as he, I do not believe reason has much to do with anything. She shakes her head and smiles brightly. But what does he matter? Excuse me. When the most important thing is that you are beaming like the sun on a summer's day. Such happiness will be infectious. When will you be seeing each other next? The assembly rooms next week. That's when he plans to make his intentions known. Ah, yes. Ernest said they would be tied up in the military matters for a while. I believe you will be most keen to see the Colonel again, will you not? Well, of course I shall. It's gonna be double date, y'all, in the assembly rooms. We're gonna turn up. He is most amiable. I smile at her sudden fluster, and can't help the warmth that spreads through me at not only my immense happiness, but Arabella's also. For the next few days, I receive a letter daily from Guy. Aww. Though I miss seeing him, I am lifted by his heartfelt words, each sentence making me excited for the day at the assembly rooms. I'm even more encouraged when the couple of times I see Creeper in town. He does little more than tip his hat in greeting. Well, that's good. He's probably going to flip his shiznit when he sees us with Blake, though. And, like, we're all flirty and we're just, like, having a good time. And I'm worried something's gonna happen. Like, something just crazy with Creeper and, like, doing something to Blake. But I don't know. I'm just worried, you guys. It's too good right now. It's too, like, he's gonna ruin something. Creeper is gonna ruin something. On the Thursday, as Arabella and I are I was reading that right, are sat taking tea in the drawing room, a knock at the door interrupts our chatter. If that's who I think it is, if that's Creeper, I mean, there's serious music, I think. Oh, maybe not. Never mind. Sorry. It gets serious. When the music changes, you know to sit back and take hold of something. We have not had visitors for days. Who are we calling now? Jonathan shuffles into the room, stepping to one side as he announces the arrivals. Oh, thank goodness it's our boys. Sorry, it's just like we've had like creepy people just showing up to our house, and it's not okay. We need to get a dog or something that'll protect us. Maybe a sword or like a lightsaber. I'm sorry, I like Star Wars. Actually, I'm not sorry, I like Star Wars. Star Wars is good. Colonel Ernest Foxley and Captain Guy Blake. We both quickly stand from our places, and I can't help but run a hand down my dress to smooth it out. Arabella quickly brushes back a few untamed curls of her hair that hang about her face. We literally look perfect all the time. We're drawn that way. The officers enter, giving short bows, and we drop into curtsies in response. Oh, just hug each other. Like, yeah, we haven't seen you guys in days. Our boys. Once the formality is done, Arabella steps past the table to stand close before Ernest. We did not expect to see you until next week, as we did not expect to be able to get away from our duties until then. But we managed to slip away this afternoon. Ooh. The two beam at each other, and I glance past the happy scene to meet eyes with Guy, our G-Man. We hoped you might enjoy a walk about town. Oh, we'd simply love to, would we not, Rose? I give an enthusiastic nod, my gaze not having left the captain's. It would indeed be, it's too many words, be most enjoyable. Or maybe not, sorry, I'm just reading it weird. With our afternoon activity decided, we grab our outerwear and head towards town. It is surprisingly quiet, though bustles of people still crowded into the shops that line the sides of the pathway. Let's get cheese. Let's get some Gouda. Let's get some cheddar. Let's get some Colby Jack. Let's get it all. Let's do a taste test. I had really good Gouda cheese the other day. Oh my gosh, it was freaking good. A nice cracker was lovely. Most enjoyable. It is oh, we already read that. I'm sorry. Here's the gang. Here's the gang with us. The warmth of the sun beats down warmer than usual, but a slight breeze offers some respite from the heat. Why are we we shouldn't be dressed in our outerwear like that. Is it like a summer outerwear? Because we don't need that much what? They have freaking, they have a uniform and, a cloak. What did we call that last? A cloak on, so they're probably pretty warm and sweaty. But at least there's a breeze. As we walk, Arabelle and the Colonel chat endlessly, and I have a hard time keeping up as they talk so quickly. It's as though they have their own secret language. They get each other, yo. I smile up at Guy next to me, my hand curled into his arm, and his fingers resting on mine. The small touch is surprisingly intimate, and a pleasant shiver runs through my body because of it. I am sorry for my lack of conversation, Rose. It's hard not to simply enjoy this moment. Aw. It's just been like nothing but like love right now, and it's nice. I hold his arm a little tighter, my body further against him. I know exactly how you feel. I can see him swallow nervously, but a smile lights his face. He's such a strange mix of pride and uncertainty that still I have trouble finding his true nature. It could also be he's fretting once more about his meeting with our superiors. Foxley. Oh, come now, Guy, you should be proud. I believe he's going to be getting a promotion. Ooh, is this true? A blush heats his cheeks as he glances away unsurely, I'm sorry. I can think of no other reason why they would wish to meet with me. Ernest slaps him on the back, sending Guy stumbling forwards a little. You have certainly earned it. I see no reason why they should not give it to you. My wholehearted congratulations, Captain. He offers her a nod of appreciation before she and Ernest turn to stroll on a few steps ahead once again. What's after Captain? I'm so sorry, like it's hard for me to... What is after Captain in military? Oh, in rank. Let's try this. Oh, I put Range. Let's see. Oh, what comes after Captain in Army? Let me see. Should it tell me? Army. So the Army Marine Corps, it's a major next. Yeah. Yeah, looks like he could be a major, or he could be put on to Lieutenant Colonel, but that's weird to have a colonel. It's probably different now than it was back then. If you're in the Navy and the Coast Guard, they just have lieutenant, junior grade, lieutenant commander, and commander. So like lieutenant would be the same, I guess, rank or the equivalent of captain in an Army or Marine Corps. So yeah, that's learning with Casey. Anyways, I was just curious. I was trying to see. So he would be a major, maybe? If you're gonna go up one, or if you're just gonna go all the way up on the ladder because he's cool. He's such a good soldier. He offers her a nod of appreciation. Oh, I already read that. I'm sorry. I am so pleased for you, Guy. He can't help but help the smile that seems to have forced itself onto his lips. Thank you. I have done my best to deserve it, though they have not outright stated it is a promotion. You do deserve it, so enjoy it. They'd be fools not to promote you. Such optimism is sure to get you far. I'm sure it is a promotion, not for it. They'd be fools not to promote you. True. He's really hardworking. Because we can't just be like, oh, it's a promotion. Because what if it's not? Then it's like, awkward. Everyone lied to me. I don't think anyone would be better suited. Well, I thank you. I cannot help but chuckle at the blush that reddens his cheeks. Hearing you say such a thing makes me truly hope I achieve it. Ah, his gaze flickers back to meet mine, and I find it is me who was blushing this time. Good poem. But in being so lost to each other, we almost collide with someone who stood before us. Oh, no. Oh, wait, hold on. I do apologize, sir. Guy's apology cuts short as the man turns to face us. Ah! What is with his hat? And his hat looks like it just awkwardly sits on his head. Oh, I knew something would happen with the guy. Creeper's face contorts into a stiff sneer upon seeing us, the expression tightening as his focus drops to my hand wrapped around Guy's arm. I had heard rumors, and now I could see they seemed to have merit. We apologize for almost running into you, Creeper. Guy's voice is so sharp it's a surprise it doesn't physically cut the man. But if you would excuse us. Well, he's not going to let us go, probably. Guy begins to lead me around Creeper till the man calls out. I hear other congratulations are in order. Guy pauses and turns. I overheard the Colonel Lady Ashburn speaking of a possible promotion in your favor. Indeed, I was just speaking with Lord Rock of Ages, the other day when they visited. They spoke of your upcoming meeting. Guy's brows arch in genuine surprise before he straightens his expression once more. Oh yes, I'm good friends with your superiors. Okay. You're not in the military, so whatever. I can only guess that Lord Rockham is the man in charge of Guy's unit. I do not like that you are privy to such matters, Creeper. There is little I don't know or don't have influence over in this town, Captain. So he can basically be like, oh, don't promote him. Yeah, right. You're not even you're not in the army or the military, whatever it is. But you once again overstep yourself to believe that I would take any concern in such affairs. I have no need to care about the misfortunes of men so far beneath me. Oh, you son of a biscuit. Only with securing my own great name for the future. I wouldn't hold out much hope on that task. I wish you luck, and you're to say nothing and walk away. I think this one? You'd be surprised at how resourceful a man I can be, Miss Smythe. And I feel it what I put my mind to. Truly, are you so certain of that? Because you failed at getting us as a wife. Oh, burn. The reminder of my refusal to his proposal shows on his face and barely contained anger, but he bites it back, calming his expression back to a neutral mask. Good day, Creeper. He turns sharply, leading us away from Creeper entirely. I would warn you of antagonizing such a man. But I enjoyed that far too much. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have been so evil, because maybe he does have power. I give a small laugh as we quicken our steps to catch up with Arabella and Ernest. A group of us travel through the park on our way home, the officers escorting us inside the house, but unfortunately not able to stay any longer. What did I do? I'm so sorry. Yeah. Are you sure you cannot stay? Johnson can have tea prepared quite soon. Oh, well, maybe. Guy places his hand on Ernest's arm. The man's eager response halted mid-sentence. As much as we would truly wish, we have duties that must be attended. Yes, of course. But we will be certain to attend the assembly rooms next week. Yay, yay! Though he speaks to everyone, I know his words are meant mostly for me. His plan to make his intentions known obviously still on his mind. I shall wait most impatiently for it. As shall I. Arabella takes Ernest's hand, a genuine caring smile on her face. The two walk towards the door, as they do, Guy steps closer towards me. I very much enjoyed seeing you today. And I you. I confess I find myself impatient to have my duties done so as I can once again see you every day. I hope that is not too bold statement. It is a statement I find very pleasing. Ooh. He clears his throat and shuffles a step closer. Then may I be even bolder and ask for a small kiss to tie me over until our next meeting? For a moment I wonder if I imagined the words. When the shock wears off, I give a nod, trying not to make the motion too eager. He steps ever closer, and I swallow hard at his proximity. My mouth suddenly dry. The smile on his face drops, the seriousness now spreading across his features. It is a few minutes before I feel his hand grasp mine gently and then bringing my fingers to his face. He bends his head, placing a soft kiss on my knuckles. Words escape me, this kind of kiss, not what I had in mind. But the intense intimacy of it sends my heart pounding so hard I fear it will break from my chest. He brings his head back up, his half-lidded gaze finding mine before his focus drops to my parted lips. I stuttered an excited breath as he tugs on my hand, pulling me closer towards him. Yes, get it, girl. I shall treasure this moment until we meet again. His gaze drops once again to my lips, and I barely stifle the urge to step even closer toward him. He places my hand back by my side and takes a step back. Then he gives a deep bow, turns on his heel, and walks from the foyer. I simply watch him go, too stunned to be able to do much else. It's not until Arabella returns that I find my wits. Are you in need of a fan, Rose? You look quite pink about the cheeks. I believe I may be in need of one, yes. She gives a bright laugh. I couldn't have imagined a better outcome for this season. To have you here and so happy, and to find someone like Ernest? I take her arm in mine. I agree, I didn't expect it, but I'm glad I attended town this year. We head into the drawing room to spend the rest of the day in the pleasant cheer that surrounds us. The next day, I wait excitedly for Guy's letter, which arrives promptly, and I read just as quickly. After that, I wait to hear the news of how his meeting with his superiors went, hoping to read Major Guy Blake at the end of his next correspondence. How did we know? But there is no news. Ah, assuming he has been tied up with his duties, I think little of it. It's not until other day passes from no letter than another that my concerns begin to grow. Ah, no! Something happened. See, we knew it was Major. See, I figured it out. The day of the meeting at the assembly rooms arrives, and I cannot quell the nerves that I've knotted in my stomach. Do not worry, so Rose. I'm sure it is nothing. I've heard very little from Ernest as well. They could be just busy. Busy boys, busy boys. Double B. Though her words and smile are warmly encouraging, I can hear the uncertainty in her tone. You'll see, when you walk into the assembly rooms and your handsome captain takes your hand, you will laugh at all your current worries. I give a nod in return, standing a little straighter and turning to face her. So you have been in constant contact with the colonel? Well, only as much as is proper. Then why are you blushing so deeply? You speak nonsense, I'm sure. She turns away, clearing her throat a little. When she turns back, she speeds her pace to reach the building quicker. We don't want to be late. I hurry behind her, not able to hold back my laughter. Inside, it is as busy and stuffy as usual. Clumps of people have gathered about the edges, some bustling around tables, all chatting loudly. Yeah, calm down, people. I need to hear my friend Arabella speak. The heat and noise batters against me worse than usual, and I feel Arabella shuffle closer towards it. Can we open a window? Or 12. Gazes pass about the hall on the obvious search of gossip and scandal, and I half shrink away from any glances that may pass in our direction. Ah, look there! Arabella gestures to the crowd, and my heart skips to lock eyes with a very familiar figure. I smile brightly when I see him, but to my utter surprise, he simply nods his head in formal greeting and then glances away. What happened? Come on. Arabella takes my arm and leads me forward, and we eventually come face to face with the officers. Ah, Arabella, Rose. He gives a small bow and me curtsy. But as he speaks, I smile once more at Guy. And once again he glances away. What's his problem? I hope you are both well. All the better for seeing you here today. Well, I am glad to hear as such. Ernest glances towards me, his gaze flicking between me and the very stiff captain beside him. Arabella, why don't we take a stroll about the room? I have been stood in one spot for far too long. Yeah, we need to see what's up with our Guy. Literally, Guy. Now it's her focus that flicks towards us. I swear, I probably said the wrong thing. He didn't get the promotion, so he's gonna... We better have our man at the end of this, I swear. I would love to, Ernest, but don't wish to leave. I turn to her and smile as much as I can. Please do go and enjoy yourselves. Yeah, let me handle this with my dude, because we need to figure out what's happening with the Guy. She looks like a guy who has said nothing and moved even less. It's like we're meeting again. Okay, no more jokes. Are you most certain? I give a nod and pull my hand from her arm. She knows I'm freaking out. Why is he acting so weird? She hesitates for a moment longer, but eventually drifts away with Ernest. The two lost to each other before they even make it to the center of the room. I turn back to the captain, unsure how to proceed in the face of his sudden stiff tension. It is good to see you, Guy. What is going on, Guy? I have not seen you so tense since first meeting you. Are you quite all right, Guy? Let's do this, I guess. We were just talking about that. I have not seen you so tense since first meeting you, Guy. I give a laugh, hoping to ease some of the strange, heavy air around us. It is not tension, simply formality, Miss Smythe. Miss Smythe? That is certainly most formal. But I still remember that we chose to be past such formal. I can see his jaw clench before he speaks to interrupt me. Then I must apologize for giving such a false impression of my intentions. Oh, That is enough, Guy. What is going on? His straight features crinkle into a pained frown as he gazes down at me, my confusion obvious on my face. You must understand. He glances away once again, stopping himself from speaking further. Rose. He whispers my name as though it is too painful to say aloud. What is wrong? He swallows hard, his hand half reaching out towards me. He snaps it back to his side and shakes his head. I'm sorry, I cannot do this. What is wrong with you? We were fine, and then you're like, oh, I can't call you Rose. Like, oh, sorry if my intentions fooled you, or whatever he was saying. What is going on? Takes a wide step back and gives a deep bow. Once again, I apologize for any offense and confusion I may have caused. Goodbye, Miss. Seriously? He strides away then, pushing people from his path as he goes before leaving the room completely. He was like so excited to make it known that like I was his girl and he was my man. Like what the heck? I could do little but stare after him, shocked, planting my feet to the ground. Go! Oh, tut tut tut. Turn my head at the sound of someone clicking their tongue beside you. Creeper sidles close to stand beside me, his gaze turned in the direction of where Guy had left a path through the crowd. I do so hate to say it, but I did warn you about men like... I'm gonna cut this guy. His gaze flicks to meet mine so fast I flinch. They cannot conduct themselves properly in our society, always filling the heads of young women with their fanciful notions, but unable to see it through. I try to hold back the sneer from my face, but the man quite obviously enjoying my misfortune. I'm sure it will not take your ego long to mend over this. I do have experience in learning how to deal with rejection after all. So we'll reject you again and you'll be fine. What a moron. I thought we were not going to talk to each other, Creeper, because I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to choke you with your own scarf. But I'm sure after this, should I try again, the idea of my proposal shall not seem quite so preposterous to you. You idiot. Takes my hand, placing a kiss on it before I have a chance to stop him. Good day to you, Miss Smythe. I do so hope you could recover. I hope you F off. The falseness of his words and smile linger around me for a while longer as he walks. I hate that guy. I hate that guy so much. My mind swirls, too many thoughts and emotions. He did something, raging inside me like a storm against the sea. I take a deep breath, stare towards where Arabella and Foxley are happily walking together before bolting from the assembly rooms. Find your man! Oh, why would you go back to your house? I would find my man. I would run after my man. Why didn't she run after Guy? Like, what the frick? Go get your captain. You guys, was this something I did? I'll have to research that later. It's evening before I finally make it back to the house. Heading straight to my room where I find Arabella pacing worriedly. Arabella, you're still awake? Rose, oh, you're all right. She rushes towards me, throwing her arms about me in a tight embrace. Eventually, she pulls back, keeping her hands on my arms, and I'm unsure if it is to keep herself or me steady. Where have you been? I just needed a walk to clear my head. Until it grew dark, I slump onto the bed with a sigh. The mattress dips slightly as Arabella sits beside me. What has happened? Guy doesn't seem to want to see me alone. Captain Blake's intentions were apparently a mistake. My poor soul's skills seem to have led me astray. I don't really know. It's so confusing. Let's do that. Guy, Captain Blake, he apologized if he made his intentions toward me seem more than they were. More than they were, he asked to court you. This makes so little sense. Indeed, and yet it is how it is. Oh, Rose, I'm so sorry. Cannot believe he would do this. I have seen the way he looks at you. I doubt anyone could deny the true affection he has for— Exactly! He's being weird again. And yet he has told me otherwise. No wonder you left the hall. Are you all right? Break down in tears. Not at all. Keep stiff. I would say not at all. Not at all. No, I can't believe anyone would be. I don't think we should break down because we could at least just admit like we're not feeling good. She curls her arms around my shoulders and I lean into her, the action comforting against my raw emotions. Tomorrow we will figure this out, I promise. I give a half-hearted nod against her shoulder. She lets out a long breath and stands, placing a kiss on my forehead. Oh, she's nice. Get some rest. Things will be better in the morning. I hope so. I hope Creeper has left the freaking country and is out of my face. I don't reply, only watch her walk from the room. She passes me a final encouraging smile before shutting the door. You see, she's a good friend. They're really nice to each other. I love that. I know when I fall asleep, but in the middle of the night I wake due to restlessness. Oh. Darkness seeps into every inch of my room, a few streaks of moonlight providing the only light. Sighing deeply, I haul myself in bed and wander over to my jug of water. We have a jug of water in our room? We fancy. As I go to pour myself a glass, I notice movement outside of the window. Please have beer, Romeo. For a moment, I wonder if I'm still half in slumber, remembering when I had seen Guy outside of my window before. Is it really him? I hope it's really him. I blink a few times to clear my sleepy vision, amazed to see it is actually the captain heading towards the house on the street below. He is gripping something tightly in his hand and pauses outside of the door. Though there is so little light, I could still a streak of pain flash across his face. I hold my breath as though he may hear me. It is a few moments before he spins away, angrily throwing down whatever was in his hand into the gutter. No. He's so emotional. I watch as he marches away, throwing a final glance at the house before disappearing around the corner. Go get him! Who cares if you're in your PJs? Confused and curious, I can't help but head downstairs to retrieve what he'd thrown away. Yeah, I was gonna do that. I was gonna say, girl, go get it. Then I just chill and I give a slight shiver as I bend to retrieve what I can now see is a letter that he had crumpled with such force it is slightly ripped. I head back inside and smooth out the envelope to see my name scrolled across the front. With slightly shaking fingers, I tear open the top and pull out the paper inside. Dear Miss Smythe, but he put Rose. I had to apologize for meeting today. It was not how I wanted it to go. Please do not think my slight has any bearing on you. You are beyond anything I have ever and will ever meet. But you are far beyond what I should have ever dared to strive for, as much as I believed otherwise. I have been once more reminded of my place by my superiors, and unfortunately I know now that my place will never be at your side. Farewell, and know I shall forever be more sorry than you can ever know. With greatest admiration, Guy. What? This guy went from being over the moon, I know we're not supposed to be together because of society and everything, and then he was just but I would like for you to choose if you want to be with me. Then he's oh, well, people have been hey, who cares what people think? Just love who you want to love. Gosh, this is a little bit annoying. It's just, I get it, his personality, he's very he has this weird uncertainty about him. He's very shy. And I feel like we've made it clear that we like him and he likes us a lot, and she's been turning down this creeper guy. She's basically been just Rose has been insulting wealthy people, all the Huntingtons and everything, and basically just I don't care what other people think. She's made it clear every time we're with him that she likes him and doesn't really care about what other people think. We're a rebel. You're a rebel entering this game, entering this story, because you went to the country and then you came back and you haven't been forced to marry. That's why it's a bit annoying. I grip the letter tightly in my grasp. Oh, how dare he? How dare he throw about my emotions as though he is the only one affected by his decision? Yep. She has every right to be angered. I let out an angry breath and stormed back to my room, throwing the letter down on my bed. It's a few moments before I calm down enough to think rationally. Though I'm angered, I can't help the sense of determination that bubbles within me to find out just what is going on. It's obvious he has feelings. This letter proves as such. So why should he be throwing it away now when he was willing to try for it just a few days ago? At least one thing remains certain, my feelings for him. Everyone once told me I should keep fighting if it's what I want. I gave a resolute nod and flopped back onto my bed, hoping some sleep will calm my many thoughts. Over the few remaining weeks of the season, I do my best to try and get Guy alone to talk. But at the events we see each other, he does little more than acknowledge my presence. I still notice that each time he thinks I am not looking, a pain expression crosses his face when he looks at me. And one time, our hands have happened to touch, and his finger lingered much longer than necessary. It was more signs he still cares, and yet he says nothing. Creeper once again began his pursuit though my focus was too much on Guy to pay the man much attention. When the final ball of the season arrives, all my hopes seem lost. I am certain things will resolve themselves, Rose. I see the way he still looks at you, even he cannot deny those feelings forever. He better be a man. And say, Rose, I was but a fool. I will be with you forever. Or something like that. I don't know. Once again, Arabella does it better to me. Thank you, Arabella, but let us enjoy the ball tonight. She gives a nod of agreement, then takes my arm and leads me into the mass of people. I spy a few faces that have become familiar over the course of the season. We stop to give out greetings. But it's not until Arabella's face lights into a bright smile that we end up talking to someone we've come to know very well. Ernest! Foxley fellow, yay! The happiness of his expression matches her own upon seeing her. Ah, Arabella, I have been hoping to see you. And how delightful to see you too, of course, Rose. Indeed it is. Arabella's arm slides out from mine, shuffling closer to the Colonel, without her seeming to even realize. Nice ring to it. I turn slightly away, hoping to give them a little privacy in their last evening together. Only to find Guy now stood beside me. Miss Smythe. Can you call me Rose? Captain Blake. He dips his head in a stiff bow and gives a small curtsy in response. Oh, how wonderful to be all together again for the last night, wouldn't you say, Guy? Ernest slaps Guy on the back enthusiastically, though it only makes the captain stumble a bit. He does not reply. Well, I think it would be a damn shame to spend tonight just milling around. Let's all join the dancing. I could not agree more. Ernest glances to Guy with more concern than I think I've ever seen from the usually jovial man. Isn't that why we came tonight, Guy? Did you not wish for a few last memories of a good season? Guy shifts his gaze away, shoulders stiffening. Come, Ernest, the partners are lining up. Concern gives way to genuine delight as Arabella leads the Colonel towards the dancers. We did have an agreement, did we not, Miss Smythe? Excuse me? Do we not agree to take the opportunity to dance at every event together that we can? There is a tension to his voice, but he speaks so softly it makes my chest ache. Yeah, we do have an agreement. Is this a sign? Please. We can say, I will not hold you to such an agreement if you do not wish it. I believe such an agreement to be broken when other arrangements between us were severed. Let's say we did have an agreement and I would most enjoy keeping it. Why would you say, like, nah? Like, at least try. If he's coming up to you, and in the past parties he's been kind of just, like, distant and, like, not, like, just only merely acknowledging your existence, then I would just be like, yeah, like, we do have an agreement. He's coming to you, when before you were just sort of like, hey, I know you still love me. And he would just sort of stare at you. Then if it means something's happening. We did have an agreement, yes, and I admit I would most enjoy keeping it. His jaw clenches and he takes a sudden step closer. Closer? I can't speak. Every feeling I have for him swirling to the surface of my mind at his closeness. I'm glad you still feel such a way, even after he shows his words, glancing away uneasily as his brows crease. When he glances back, he is expressionless once more. It pleases me more than you know to be able to at least keep one promise to you. The shock of his statement must be obvious on my face, and I barely know how to respond. I know you do not deserve it, but I would ask for this dance. You deserve it if you would simply tell me what is happening. Ooh! Why have things changed? Did your feelings truly shift so much? Never. His voice suddenly cuts off, his brows creasing in anger as he stares at something behind me. Good eve. Oh, son of a biscuit! Every time! Good evening. An all too familiar voice sends a shiver creeping up my spine. I flick my head around to see Creeper directly behind, and I can't help but shuffle back a couple steps on instinct. Yeah, back away from the Creeper. Good evening, Creeper. That man's gaze does not meet mine, instead flicking to the captain beside me. Any anger that may have stiffened Guy's face quickly disappears. He gives a deep bow. Good evening, Miss Smythe. Creeper. And then he simply walks. Oh, we were supposed to dance. The and he simply walks away. It seems any promise he had planned on keeping is once again broken. My chest tightens in response, and I reprimand myself silently to expect anything different from the captain. He had made himself quite clear, and he obviously wished to dance. Fusion makes my mind swirl, and so much so I barely even hear what Creeper has to say. Before I know it, he has taken my hand and led me towards where the other... I'm going to smack him in the face. When the music begins, Huntington drifts towards me, and I barely manage to keep in step as I try to catch up with reality. We continue to dance, my feet following the motions from memory rather than my concentration. When Creeper takes my hand and leads me down the aisle of people, he speaks to break my silence. You're remarkably quiet tonight, 'cause you're a freaking idiot. Asshole. You have developed quite the reputation for speaking your mind, even against the conventions of society. I'm glad to see you have obviously learned better. Your company does not inspire much conversation. Of course, you are quite right. Say nothing. Your company does not inspire much conversation. You're mistaken, Creeper. It is simply that your company does not inspire conversation that I remain so quiet. Suck it. His lip curls into a sneer, his grip tightening on my hand as we turn to face each other and wait as couples pass by. I hold a stare as he glares at me. I believe it is time you considered your future, Miss Smythe. What are you, my freaking dad? Your wealth and title may be fixed into that, but your age and beauty are not. We're timeless. Beauty may not last forever, but hey. Hey, our personality does. We will always be a rebellious woman. And a man can only wait so long, and I believe I have been most patient considering no one asked what. I've been so patient. Yeah, we made it clear we don't want you, ass. One might believe you had no thought to marriage or securing a line with the way you have behaved this season. And to carry on with that, military man. It is only my most gracious heart that I shall be sure to forgive you. Oh yeah, you're so gracious. You're a freaking slime ball weasel. I grit my teeth, glaring at the man before me as he speaks without thought to anything but his own wishes. Yeah, 'cause he's a selfish prick. Yeah, I said it. I have been told a woman's affections can shift with the breeze. What? So I am sure your recent storms with a certain someone will blow you back in my... No? Ew. What kind of a smile is that? I hate it. He gives such a pleased, assured smile that I barely hold back from marching from the dance floor. I never want to have a look at his face any longer as I spin around to make another partner for the rest of the dance. I turn on the spot, hold out my hand, and have it taken by someone I am most grateful to see. Please have it be Mr. Blake. Or Ernest. Yeah, Foxley. Ah, Rose. He says my name with such delighted surprise I can't help but smile in genuine relief. I'm glad you are to be the one who I dance with now. Thank the heavens. Though I feel for poor Arabella. Oh, son of a... Arabella, take this one for me, girl. He's been hitting on me since I've come here like a couple months ago, so you got it. I've had to deal with him. You got it, girl. Me being with Ernest means that Arabella must be stuck with Creeper. And that's over at the pair, neither looking happy about the situation. You don't seem comfortable with your previous partner. Oh, who is? He takes my hand and leads me closer to him as we turn in a circle. I don't believe anybody could be with him. Yeah, he's a weasel. He gives a gentle nod of understanding. I hope Guy would be the one to stand up with you. Your hope matches my own, but it was not to be. Yes, things have been most difficult for him. Difficult? What do you mean? Place a hand on the small of my back to walk behind the others as the music continues. The expected promotion did not occur. Meeting with our superiors was not actually at all about commendation or promotion. Come to a stop and wait for others to pass us by, Ernest leaning closer to me than usual so as to not be overheard. I believe he was told of what was expected of someone in his position. What do you mean? I will speak plainly if you would not mind it. I give it or not. Someone had informed Lord Rockham that Guy had been acting of line with a certain... Oh, son of a biscuit. Guy was clearly told to remain in his place for the rest of the season, not to interfere with the affections of those in higher status. If he did not, he would have been cast out of the military. They threatened him? You must understand, Rose, if Guy had not done as they asked, he would have been returned to having nothing. He has worked far too hard for far too long to return to what he once was. And who was it that told them of Guy's behavior in the first place? Creeper. Cannot be certain, but I know there has been someone who has made very regular visits to the barracks as of late. His gaze flickers to a side where Creeper is stood with Arabella. I'm going to smash his face in with that flower pot over there. Ernest's hands clasped my own, calming any anger that was about to burst forth. She should just beat him up. Like, I'm ready. I'm ready for a showdown. I'm ready. Smash his face in. Guy is a good man. He deserves happiness as much as those around him to try to prevent it. Please do not blame him for this. As the dance draws to an end, I am left with my mind spinning faster than when I began. Ernest walks me to the side where Arabella is already waiting. What a most disagreeable man. That's an understatement. She's obviously grumbling about Creeper, but I managed the rest of the dance with him. Let's have a sigh and smile gracing her lips at being reunited with the one she truly wishes to spend time with. But I see you two had plenty of time to talk during your dancing. Something in her tone makes me believe she already knows what Ernest told me, but I can barely concentrate on it. I'm afraid I must leave you. There's someone I must speak to. They both give a nod of understanding. I move into the next room, spying Guy to one corner. Oh, sorry. Did I hesitate to walk towards him with purpose? Too much on my mind to contain it any longer. Miss Smythe. He gives a small formal bow as I approach. Is it true? I do not know. Did you stop seeing me because Creeper had your superiors threaten your livelihood? His gaze slowly shifts back to meet mine, his focus unwavering. Yes. I didn't know how I was going to feel if it were true. Relief, surprise, guilt? A torrent of emotions well up inside. I can barely work out how to react. Is that all you have to say? I didn't want you to know. It was easier if you believed I did not care. What? No! No! Talk to me in your own language, please. That's an unreleased, it wasn't released in the studio. It's a Nirvana song. Sorry. Why? Why would you not tell me the truth? He turns away from the nearby crowd, his face tense with anger, and steps closer to me. Because you do not know how humiliating it was, how humiliating it felt to not be able to reject them, to say no to their orders. Yes, you can. You could say, fuck you. Like that Steely Green song. If I had refused them, I would have nothing, no family, no home, no career. I have nothing to offer you. Aw, at least this way I could see you for what time remained of the season. He swallows hard, glancing at me. I thought it'd be enough just to see you, but every time I felt empty. To have you so close but not be with you was torture. Do you not consider that I would feel the same? I would have taken you with nothing. You need to stop thinking of worth as being connected to title. Which one should we say? Like, I would have taken you with nothing. That is true. Not consider I feel the same. I'm gonna say you need to stop thinking of worth as being connected to title. Because he, throughout the whole thing, is like, we're not in the same, like, station or whatever. We need to tell him this. Boo. You need to stop thinking of worth as being connected to title. My raised voice attracts a few glances, but they soon return to their own conversations. That is an impossibility in this world. Worth is defined by your status, not who you are as a person. But I do not think that way. Yes! He's a small, sad smile. I know, and that is why I love you. Ooh, the L bomb. L is for the way you look at me. And you know how it goes. Nat King Cole. Classic. Before I have a chance to truly take in his sudden declaration, I feel a hand on my arm bring me from my shock. If it's Creeper, I'm gonna throw crap at the walls. I'm gonna throw that couch out the window. Cause a scene. Ah! Out the window. Out the window. Miss Smythe, I confess I'm very disappointed to find you here in this company. What the frick? He does more than you do. All you do is sit at home and pick your ass. I'm sorry. What, it's true. Can't find a woman because nobody wants to deal with your arrogant, selfish, stupid piece of chicken McShiznit ass. I'm livid, y'all. His gaze passes over the captain as though he is an odor he cannot get from his nose. At least he's nice, like you're crappy as frick. Cannot contain my own sneer, standing before the person who threatened to ruin the life of a man I cared about so deeply. His grip on my own tightens and he turns me forcefully away from Guy. What a dickish man. What? Why is he acting like he's like he can control me? Oh, that's a laugh. I have been patient enough, but it is time you thought to your duty. I ripped my arm from his grasp and turned to him with a scowl, unbelieving of the audacity this man has. You believe I would go anywhere near you after what you did to Guy? His face goes blank. Did you ask his superiors to tell him to step away from me? That is the source of your distress? Yes? You ugly ass bitch. He gives a genuinely amused laugh before face seriousness. I did what I had to do to secure my prize. You still haven't secured me. I am not a man to be overturned so easily. His arm wraps about my waist, the intrusive touch making me tense so tightly my limbs ache. I hope she socks him. Like, honestly. Now let's return to the other hall to speak more on. As my body relaxes enough to react, I don't get the chance. Our man did it. Holla at the... Yes! Huntington's head snaps to one side as Guy's fist connects with his jaw. Nice! I stumble back as Huntington falls to the ground, clutching his mouth. If that doesn't send a message, holy Smythe, I don't know what will. Guy glares down at him, fish clenched at his sides. Anger flares across his face, making his gray eyes suddenly flicker like embers come to life. He says nothing, only watching carefully, as Creeper calls back onto his feet. How dare you? I thought we punched him for a second. I'm so glad he did it. No, sir, how dare you? Miss Smythe has expressed her disinterest in you many times, and so you continue to harass her. Yes! Harassment! Harassment since day one! It is enough, Creeper. Enough? He lets out a sharp bark of laughter. This guy is never gonna get it. And he's never gonna get me. You know you're never gonna get it. Go to a frickin' asylum, you frickin' crazy man. Suddenly now I notice the crowd gathered about us, everyone gasping as Creeper wipes a streak of blood away from his lip. You know, no one likes him anyway, so you are a fool, Captain. If you are so determined to have your place in society, then we shall settle this like gentlemen. Tomorrow at dawn by the old tree. Don't be so ridiculous. Agreed. Guy. Huntington gives a long smile, the action creating another dribble of blood from his split in his lower lip. Until then, Captain. He marches away, pushing through the crowd who have all gathered to witness the excitement. I flick my gaze to Guy, who does not look at me before shutting away also. I stare after him wide-eyed for a moment, shaking myself out of my shock to follow him and try to talk some sense into him. It is less busy in this room. Most have gathered in the other hall to gossip over what just occurred. It takes me a while to find Guy, who has hidden himself behind a long red velvet curtain that blocks off one side of the room. And as I walk around the material, I am pleased for the relative privacy that it gives. Guy? He paces a little from one side to the other, barely registering my presence. It's not much of a surprise considering what he just agreed to. Please don't go through with this. I won't let you fight him. This evening has turned out nothing like I expected. What of your career if you did this? Please don't go through with this. He pauses, now glancing at me with a worried frown. I have little choice now. You can explain it was all a mistake. You believe Creeper a man who can be reasoned with? Actually gives a smile and laugh. I suppose not. But a duel? That will solve nothing and only bring more upset. Yes, I can imagine I will have a place in the military should they hear of this. And what of losing your life? Duels rarely take a life. You know this from experience? Gives a secretive half smile. Possibly. Of all times for him to find a sense of humor. This is not a situation to jest about. No, it is not. but it has forced me to see clearly, to the truth I kept denying. What truth? He glances at me, a sudden intensity in his eyes that makes my legs weak. I cannot give you up. Yes! Finalmente! His lips pressed against mine suddenly, my eyes fluttering shut in response as his arms wrap about me. I am lost to him in a moment. I grasp his jacket, almost overcome by the surprising urgency to his kiss, his mouth catching mine as though we never tasted anything sweeter than each other. That's beautiful. The lingering taste of wine on his lips gives me a vague recollection we are somewhere with other people. But I care little, my attention focused only on the feel and need of the man embracing me tightly. When he pulls away, I almost stumble back. I had been wishing to do that since meeting you. I bring my fingers to my lips, hoping to keep the feel of the kiss a little longer. Guy? Ernest's voice cuts through my reverie, and I blink a few times to clear my head. It's a surprise he is searching for me. Let's out a long sigh. He will have heard of what has happened by now. Wow. A duel? We just socked him in the face. We have to sell this like men. Yeah. Guy's gonna kick his ass. He's in the military and does this like all the time. He trains with swords. And this guy thinks he's gonna win? Hell nah. We're gonna save right there. Holy Mother of Smythe. He was finally socked in the face. And I'm ecstatic. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice night. Peace out.